Okay, so I got few questions regarding bleed or no bleed, how we decide bleed for our covers, how we should decide bleed or no bleed for our interior, and so on. Because when we upload a book on the KDP, we get the option to choose bleed or no bleed. Hello everyone, my name is Priyanka Dubey. If you are watching me for the very first time, I talk about KDP on this channel, and if you're interested in such kind of topics, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But if you're already supporting me, then thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Now let's go to the topic quickly and just explain all the things related to bleed or no bleed. So what are the things that we are going to learn in this video? The first thing is I'm gonna explain what is the basic difference between bleed and no bleed with a few examples. The second thing I'm gonna explain is why the interior needs bleeding or no bleeding, and how you can decide your page size with or without bleed. Okay, and the third thing is how and when you should choose bleed for your interior. So these are the three main and I think only important things that you need to know about bleed and no bleed. Okay, so what is the difference between bleed and no bleed? Bleed is something, it is a kind of term that KDP or any other POD uses, print on demand uses, when there is a need of printing your journals or notebook, because it let you decide that if your images or uh, illustrations are reaching to the edge of the pages or not. If they are not reaching to the page or to the edge of the page, it means that this is no bleed. But if the illustrations, or if you are using the line journal, then the uh, lines, or the, I will say, any images, if they are reaching to the edge of the page, that means it is bleed. Okay, and always remember that all the book covers that we use, it requires bleed always. These all are the things that KDP itself suggests to us, so you should carry it forward while planning and making your books. However, you can choose whether your interior has bleed or not, and that's why KDP gives us the option when we upload our manuscript and covers, right? So this is the basic difference, as you can see on the screen. Bleed is means that all the yellow cover, let's suppose that this is a written text or any image, if it is reaching to the edge of the page, then it is bleed. If it is into a particular section where there is no extension of the images or the text or any illustration to the edge of the page, then it is a no bleed. Okay, always remember that. Now you might be thinking, okay, I got it, like how I decide and how I make my interior bleed or no bleed, and this is the main question. So what happens and why it is important for your interior? Because when KDP trim your pages, when it is getting like printed, then it is cutting the trims by 0.125, that is 3.2 mm, from the top, from the bottom, and outside edges. Okay, so in order for objects on your page to reach all the way to the edge of the page, those objects must extend past where the page will be trimmed by 0.125. This means you need to increase your page size beyond where it will be trimmed, and that's why it is important for your interior. Because obviously when it is going to cut down, it is going to cut down a bit, that is 0.125, and that's why you need to increase the size of your pages, that is the interior, right? And how we do that, let's get into it. So these are the examples of page size with and without bleed. Like and it is going to work for like all the marketplaces, except not except like it works for me for all the marketplaces. So yeah, it can work smoothly. So let's suppose that your page size is 5 into 8 and it is without bleed. Now if you are choosing with bleed, it means that it is going like to the edges. It means your page size should be increased. And how much it should increased? As I had said, it is going to be cut down by 0.25 by the top, where it is, yeah, by the top, from the bottom, and the outside. That means 0.125 0.125 and 0.125, that is outside, bottom and top. Now considering this, your page size should be 5 plus 0.125 into 8. Now 0.125 and 0.125 will be 0.250, right? Then it will be into 8.250. That means 5 into 8 is equal to 5.125 and 8.250. Okay, because we are adding the trimming size, that is 0.125, to the all the three sides, that is the top, the bottom and the outside edges. Similarly, if you will choose another page size, that is 6 by 9, then you will add 6 plus 0.125, and in 9 plus 0.250, that means 6.125 by 9.250. okay, and when you will convert into centimeter, it will look like this. There is also a formula for this. I'm going to explain in the next slide, so stick with me. If you're enjoying this video, go ahead and subscribe it and share with your friends as well who are interested in getting to know more about passive income, that is KDP. Okay, similarly, you can choose any of the size that KDP offers, and you can use the same formula that I just taught you, and you can calculate by yourself. But if you do not want to do that, what you can do is you can pause this video and you can take the screenshot and you can save it in your drive or in any other like Google Doc or whatever, wherever where it is accessible to you. And when you are creating the books, you can go ahead and you can just copy it. Okay, you do not need to remember if you do not want to, and you can simply go ahead and choose these sizes when you are using with bleed, and without bleed it is simple, right? Okay, when to choose bleed for your interior, that is the most important thing. You should include bleed in your interior file if you have any images, backgrounds or illustrations in your book that you want to reach the edge of the page. Okay, as I said earlier as well. Note, even if just one page in your interior requires bleed, then your entire file should be set up with bleed. And I have done this mistake, like my one or two page was like bleed, and I just picked like no bleed, and it gave me a warning that you need to check your interiors. And then I had to go ahead and I have to again change the interior, I had to modify it, and then I had to upload it. Okay, so always remember that if only one page in your interior is also needing like the bleed, you need to change all of these. Okay, so your paperback manuscript file must be sized correctly for bleed to prevent a white border from appearing at the edge of the page when the book is trimmed. To prevent the white border, increase your page size and ensure that the image extends beyond the trim line. This way, when the book is trimmed to size, the image will reach all the way to the edge. For help calculating your book dimensions, use the following formula to calculate your page width and height with bleed. This is the same formula that I was talking about here, that how I do it. If you do not want to remember this, just go ahead and screenshot it and save it to your separate place. But if you want to know like how I calculate it, what is the formula, I'm going to explain, and why bleed and no bleed is important, this has been explained in this area. So yeah, go ahead and you can read over and again if you want to. So what is the formula? For inches, if you are taking inches into consideration, then the trim height plus 0.125 into 2, that is bleed size, and then it will give you the page height with bleed. And if you want to go into the centimeter, then obviously you will not consider inch, you will consider 3.2 mm, and the formula would be, the rest would be the same. Okay, so for example, if your trim size is 6 by 9 inches, that means 6 here plus 0.125, that is 6.125 by 9.250. Okay, so here it will, when you convert into centimeter, it will be here. It is a kind of like mathematics obviously, so you can do it by yourself if you want to. But if you do not want to, again I'm saying, you can go ahead and take the screenshot of this page, you can save it, and you can use accordingly whenever you are creating your new book, and you can decide how to calculate the page size with bleed or with no bleed. Okay, So this was a small tutorial just to explain these few things so that you get complete understanding of what is the bleed and what is no bleed, why we need it, how we calculate it, and what is the pair size with bleed and no bleed. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please support my channel, and I will see you in the next video.